The Jim and Terry Show, still in the Hobbit Hole on a cool sunny day in Bobcaygeon. I'm one of your hosts, Terry.
I'm the other one, Jim.
And he says that with such panache and gusto. I've got a part sitting here on my table.
Oh, we finally get to the other story.
What is this thing? And I'm going to use the term resilience, neural plasticity as the other term.
That's a part of the starting mechanism off your. That's a part of the starting mechanism off your tractor.
Look at this guy; he knows the part. Yeah, it's a solenoid from the garden tractor.
That's solenoid. I was trying to think of the name and really blow your mind.
I couldn't. Well, if you could have got that name out, I would have been. I'm not worthy. I'm
not worthy.
Come and fix my tractor, Jim. But it wouldn't start, and I put a call into the local shop because electrical stuff is beyond me. I have no tester, no equipment, no way of. I don't even know how the circuits work or what's a ground. I know nothing about these things. It's all magic to me. So it wouldn't start, and I tried and tried, nothing. It wouldn't even turn over. So I started to Google what's the problem with this. It's a Husqvarna lawn tractor. So at the end of hours of frustration, I made the phone call to my local small engine repair shop. And I said, can you come and pick it up? I cannot push it all the way to your store. So they do that. It costs you, I don't know, $60 to get a guy to come over with his truck. That's just to pick it up. And then there's the time to diagnose it and the parts and labor, all of that stuff. So I didn't know what I was in for, but I knew it was beyond my skill level. So I put the call in, could you please pick up the tractor? A day goes by, I heard nothing, so I phoned again, and he said, well, yeah, I did get your message, but, I mean, it's going to be at least 2 weeks. We're very busy. We're in the middle of the season, and everybody's stuff is breaking, so, yeah, I can pick it up. I can pick it up today if you want, but it's going to sit here for 2 weeks. But I'm going to have a jungle in the backyard by the time you get to it. So I said, can you just maybe, if I describe the symptoms and you tell me here's my first line of attack? So he said solenoid. And I said, okay, how much? $25 for the part? No problem. Okay, I'm going to come over and pick up that part and begin the process. If it's not that, it'll be something else along the electrical end, and I'll do it one step at a time. So he sold me the part. And this is the one from the original. Mm. The new one isn't as fancy as this. He thought this one came from a John Deere. It's all made in China, though, so how the difference is, I don't know. But it worked, and I installed it myself, and I felt so good. I sent a text to my wife and said, who said old dogs can't learn new tricks?
No, I think that's great. Now I want to talk about the part itself.
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, hand it to me there. Yeah. All right, here's this part, and this is what drives me nuts. Talk about built-in obsolescence. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not wore out, not wore out. Not wore out, not wore out. Not wore out. Only the thing inside is wore out, and why? And you can't get at it. Why? Because it's built to break.
Yeah.
It's built to break. Because as strong as they made this, and this little one here, still there. I can twist it and bang, it's not coming apart. In there is this fragile thing that's going to break.
Alfredanzo, decredenzo, whatever it is.
Yeah. So
the part.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah. Well, I hear you on that one, and all I can say is maybe about 1 cent worth of plastic and maybe 50 cents, $1 maybe of copper, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, $25. Mind you, it is coming from China.
Which cost them $1 to make.
That's what I'm wondering. Anyway, there's one of my stories, but I'm linking it into the story.
But you got it fixed, and that's good.
I got it fixed, but now I was continuing to read, because then I thought, when I looked at this thing, I thought, it looks brand new. And that's what you were saying. Mm. In fact, it's in better shape than the part that I put in.
Yeah, because it's even worse.
I thought, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. So I read something else that said it might be a safety switch that inactivates, it doesn't allow the current to go through to this part. And I thought, maybe
so
it was that. Before it even gets here, a switch And the only switch that I can think of was the brake. The brake, unless you have the brake on, you cannot crank it.
Yeah.
But I usually put the brake and put the lock on, so it's the pedal's locked. And I tried it. Oh, so if I just lock the brake, it will not start. Take the brake off and push it down manually, it starts. I thought, I'm going to put this part back in, and I'm going to see if I bought $25 worth of nothing that I didn't need.
Well, why not if you ain't got nothing to do that day? How long does it take to put in?
Oh, only about 15 minutes to take it all
because it's
apart.
probably fine. Everything else looks absolutely
That's what I'm
fine.
wondering. So I'm learning. That's the whole point. I'm learning. And let me tell you about some other learning experience, since we're talking about why I'm talking about this to you and we're old people.
Yeah.
And it's really important for us to learn new things. That's what neuroplasticity is. It keeps our brain flexible, malleable, that we can shape it and make ourselves into a beautiful statue of something in our mind, because that's what we need to do if we want to keep from becoming victims of age, which is age-related disabilities, cognitive processing, hiccups, and, well, in our case, farts and belches. But
I have a lot of that.
yeah, we do. I did something else. So here's my second story. I did jamming with Kathy.
I love that.
We did a podcast, or I did a few years ago. I think it was 2 years ago that I started this. Learning. When I first retired, I learned to bake. I learned to tap into my mother-in-law's secret family recipe. And I learned how to bake Jan's butter tarts, which are internationally renowned, flavorful expressions of kitchen bakery skills and wonderment. And I did that, but that was only a few years ago. I haven't maintained my skill. I learned how to do it. We did it once. I took pictures of it to say I did it. But if you ask me to do it again, if you don't practice, you don't get to be perfect.
I hear you, Terry. I'm just remembering when we were all about coffee, how you were going to get a smoker and everything.
Yeah, what happened there? Well, fixed income
fixed income
sort of made some choices. In economics, they call it opportunity cost. Well, I could get a smoker for roasting my own beans, which I'm not worthy to aspire towards those lofty goals because the cost is prohibitive. So you abandon some of the hopes and dreams on a fixed income post-retirement
I was just thinking Bob Cajun coffee.
Actually, wouldn't that be?
Yeah.
It's would it draw enough people? Because you got to know your market. So I'd have to do some market research and find out. But jamming with Kathy got us into 8 cans, and I'm going to give you, when you go today, I will give you one. It's bread and butter pickles.
Oh,
Bread and butter. This is Kathy's recipe. And we had to go over the recipe together. She went out and shopped for the ingredients. So she had all the ingredients ready. I just had to come over and do the manual labor. And she was imparting the wisdom of the elders as I went along. Yes, there was no beating of the drums.
And the smoke in the face.
But at the end of the day, it took us, well, Kathy started at 8 in the morning. I joined her maybe around 10, and we took from 10 to noon to do the rest of the canning process. So mason jars are us, and you're going to take one, and
Wow.
I will need feedback. You can't open it, though, for a couple of weeks. We just did it this week.
All right.
They're supposed to sit for, I think, 3 weeks, Kathy said.
Oh, okay.
So my neuroplasticity has been just exploding through my forehead. I'm just so learning so much. I'm just, whoa, and coffee really helps with that, too.
I learned that a damp cloth across a dust, it'll take dust like right off. I'm right up there with you, man. You know.
Yeah. What are you? No, I won't put you on the spot, or should I? What have you learned? What have you learned this week, Jim?
I'm a very dirty human.
And you require a damp rag to clean.
I don't know what I've learned.
There's got to be something. This is the thing. If we go back over each week, each day, was there something new? Something that got you? Something that you said, oh, surely some of the stuff we've read, we've encountered in the news, some of that stuff.
Well, all that stuff, I do digest quite a bit of it, and I give it a lot of thought. I told you I'm doing a...
You're doing a sermon.
I'm doing it. Well, it's actually just going to be a real short one.
Okay, let's call it a sermonette.
Yeah, sermonette. I was, like looking into, the term dogs, that kind of thing when you find in the Bible, unclean, just they found dogs are unclean. So if they called you a dog, they're just basically saying you're unclean.
You're low life.
Well, yeah, you're unclean. We can't associate with you, that kind of thing. So I looked that up, and different scriptures I looked up to prepare for the talk. It's one of those ones where I really am going to just wing it. I'll read I'll put the scriptures in the orders I want.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fill in the blanks on the way down, and that'll be it. I don't know what I learned. I guess I learned about,
Well,
I
you
always
learned the
wondered.
word. Did you learn the Hebrew word for dogs?
No, I don't need the Hebrew word.
Did you learn the Greek word?
No, I don't
Did
care.
you learn the Latin? Those are the three main.
La
How about
Ruff. I
Aramaic?
think it's La Ruff. La Ruff. That's French. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the French
le
word.
woof.
Yeah,
Le
that's the
woof.
French word.
What does a dog say in France? Woof. La woof. Le
Yeah, I
woof.
guess we're always learning something. I mean,
We
it's,
are.
Looking at, I was watching the SpaceX. I told you about them building that tower and the different things. they're
Second
doing.
tower's going up in Boca Chica.
Second tower's going up, and
Block 2.
the Block 2, which is coming, which is amazing. So different things about that capacity, weight capacity. They're bringing a whole new Pez dispenser, eh?
Yes.
So they got a bigger, better Pez dispenser.
We haven't
and
even
that's
seen
without
one
even
work.
using it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, without using it, it's evolved.
It's evolved on the launch, not even on the launch mount. These are in the high bays. They're still developing those.
I actually heard on a YouTube yesterday, actually, that Trump had designed a fighter jet. I don't believe it, but they had pictures of it and everything. And
I'm sorry.
I know I don't believe it. That's why
Beyond
I was watching it
credibility.
and going, okay, I'm not buying this. The other jets that were in this sort of, it went from that to other jets and how this one can outmaneuver. And I'm going, nah. And it's funny enough that it was test flight flown over in Israel. Nah, I'm not buying that either without it being shot down.
Oh
so.
boy, Trump and his lies. They just, I mean,
Well,
how
that
do you
wasn't a Trump lie. That was just on the news.
tell? Well,
No, that's a lie. I watched the video. I just watched the
my.
video.
We can't tell what's real anymore
It
at
had,
this
Trump,
stage.
it had Elon Musk, I meant, not
Oh
Trump.
my God.
Elon
Oh
Musk's
my
face.
goodness,
Oh,
I don't know who's on
Oh,
first.
Musk.
What's on second?
Musk.
And I watched Rain Man last night.
Again?
Bye bye, everybody.
Oops, pardon.